Hi everyone! Today I am going to present you this photographer whose name is Steve McCurry. I believe that most of you, if not all, have seen his most famous image of the Afghan girl. So we will be talking about him, his background, his studies, his influences, and see a bit more of his work. Steve McCurry was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on April 23rd of 1950. After school, he was educated at the College of Art and Architecture at Pennsylvania State University. Got a job in a newspaper, and after 2 years there, he made his first trip to India and worked as a freelancer photographer. He was always amazed by street photography of people in their everyday routines. But more than that, he would look for images that told emotional stories or made him think. So the work of Robert Capa, Brontë, and Elliott Erwitt had the most impact during his career. After months of traveling in India, he crossed the border into Pakistan, where he met a group of Afghan refugees who insisted he should cover the war. At the time, the Russian invasion was devastating. They smuggled him across the border into their country, and with his film sewn to his clothes, he was able to get to Afghanistan. As you can see, his work is focused on photojournalism, more specifically war and its consequences. His images are not as explicit as we could think of war, but he centers his attention on color and humanity. For me, it's a perfect mix of portraiture, travel photography, and photojournalism. McCurry has covered conflicts throughout the world, including the Iran-Iraq War that happened between 1980 and 1988, Cambodia and Yugoslavia that lasted around 8 years, concentrating chiefly on the impact of war upon those innocent caught up in it. I want to talk a bit more about the story behind the images, more specifically the most famous image of National Geographic magazine, the Afghan girl. Sharbat Gula was an Afghan girl refugee in Pakistan where McCurry was covering. One morning in 1984, he heard some voices coming from a tent. He sneaked into it and saw a girls' school happening there. With the permission of the teacher, he photographed 3 students, one of them being Sharbat. McCurry remembers they couldn't interact much because of the time and the language barrier, but he definitely felt her strong and emotional expression. He tried several times to locate this girl that impacted so much the whole world, but wasn't successful. In 2001, after the events of September 11th, he went back to Pakistan with an assignment from National Geographic to see how Afghanistan was doing after the fall of the Taliban. The plan was to spend time in Peshawar in the refugee camp where he met the Afghan girl before it was destroyed. The challenge was that the only information he had about her was the picture he took 17 years ago. No names, no exact location, just a picture. He walked around the camp, showing the image and asking if someone knew her. One man claimed he knew her and her brother and that they were living in a small village in Afghanistan. This man would travel there to locate them, and finally, after talking with her brother and her husband, McCurry got the permission to talk and photograph her one more time. Since 1987, at age of 37, McCurry has won several awards for covering wars all over the world, especially in Asia. He has won the Medal of Honor, first places, an Excellency Award in different magazines, a Distinguished Alumni Award from his alma mater, Pennsylvania State University, the Robert Capa Golden Medal, and so on. In 2002, he won the Photographer of the Year. And in his latest achievement, in 2019, over hundreds of nominees, he was inducted into the International Photography Hall of Fame. I am enthralled by all the colors he adds to his images and how he shows cultures through portraits, focusing on the eyes of the people he photographs. Some people say that the eye is the gateway to the soul, and through his images you can definitely see a lot of a person. As he once said in an interview, and I quote, "I want their story to be revealed in their face." I also wanted to show this artist not only because of his beautiful images, but because he takes photography and photojournalism one step ahead. Since he has been to Asia so many times and seen how much these people have struggled to overcome their difficulties, he founded Imagine Asia, a non-profit organization that helps kids of rural Asian communities to have the basic a human being should have: education and healthcare. Until here was all I wanted to present. Hopefully you enjoyed and connected with McCurry's work as much as I did. You can check his website, which is full of color and beautiful and expressive eyes. And I also found a course where he teaches photography. If you are interested, here's the link. And thank you so much for watching.